My name is Jim Workman. Lived here in Ventura County for the last 50 years. I had a mountain climbing accident in the 80s where it kind of crushed my lower spine where the plasma came out of the disc, and it was bone to bone for many years. And it got to the point where I started to lose sensations. I couldn't control my legs, and I was surveying at the time. 2009 came along, and everything kind of slowed down and for construction and whatnot. And I took the time to have the operation on my legs, but at that point, the doctor showed me that the nerves to my lower extremities were black. They weren't pink like the ones on the above it. And that's because the accident pinched my nerves, so the blood flow couldn't get to the nerves, so my nerves died below my knees, or 90% of them died. So that led to me not being able to work, and next thing you know, it was paycheck to paycheck as it was. And once you get to that point, and then there's no safety net, I ran through my retirement, just to survive, and then next thing you know, I was homeless. And you can be as responsible as you want, but things change, and you're not completely prepared for it. Just next thing you know, you're living in your van. So that's how I came to that. And then the COVID came along, and I was sick, really sick. It's a very lonely, sad ordeal when you get to that point, and it can happen to anybody. I mean, I'm college educated. I've been working since I was 15 years old, and then once that happened to me, and I was unemployable. Next thing I knew, that's where I was. Yeah, I had a couple of friends, and they would let me couch surf for a couple of days. I had a friend who owned a machine shop, and I could always park my van there. And my brother-in-law has a ranch out here off of Olivas, and I could park on his ranch. So I was relatively safe. I got hit from behind by some person at the middle of the night one time, and that was not a good deal. But other than that, Ventura was a fairly good, pretty stable city, and not crime-free enough anyway. I was sitting in McDonald's parking lot one day, and this couple from Oklahoma, we were reading their plates, and they came out and they just gave me a $20 bill, just for no reason. They said, they could see my legs were really swollen, and I had a dog, and they just came over. That happened a lot, it seemed like. And people just, if I was in my van, they'd just come up and offer me water or food. So there's a lot of goodness out there. It's not all negative like they say. It's a lot of kindness out there. The whole thing was about whole care at the county. They introduce you to a lot of different, they're kind of like the spoke of the wheel, and they have their medical, they have financial, they have housing, social, if you need counseling for things that for some people have a lot of problems out there, on the homeless level in many different ways. And through the different welfare programs they have here in the county, it was really successful in my opinion, because they provided what you need. If you needed counseling, if you needed some psychiatric work, it's there for you. There's a lot of things that could help you get better from whatever your needs might be, as long as you know that they're available. I think it went back to this despair or the hopelessness that you get when you go from working full time and having your own place and keeping your head above water to when you hit the bottom. It's like a, I don't know, I don't know if depression is the word for it, but it's the hopelessness makes you. It just eats away at you to it. It just erodes away at your normal being, and next thing you know, you have this whole attitude. Everything changes, and where I was going for 5 years and living in the van, although the view was always nice, it was difficult in many ways. I had to go to the emergency room for something, I think, because I can't feel my legs, I fall a lot. And this time I think it split my toe, and the toe ended up getting infected. And I went into the emergency room, and they said, and I was like, how am I going to pay for this? I didn't realize there was Medi-Cal for people that didn't have money. And so that's how I first got introduced to the whole social program. And then while I was at the doctors, they mentioned that there was a program for people that were homeless, and there's different needs that they provide for you. I feel great. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, whole new world now. Whole new world. It's fantastic. I cannot put into words when you go from that to this, where I had hot water yesterday and I had a roof over my head, and we had a nice meal, and I have my dog, and he's good, I'm good, but it's a whole new world. I mean, it's just, I couldn't even describe that change that occurs once you get housing and get the things that you might need and some different home. It's awesome. That's how I feel. So Project Room Key was really an absolute lifesaver for me. It changed my life, and it was just difficult. And then the Project Room Key came along, and I was able to lose weight, eat nutritious meals, have showers. Hot water is such a thing that you take for granted. And the Project Room Key came along, and it was just a whole. I was getting meals on a daily basis. I was eating better foods and everything. It gave me hope. It gave me a chance to look forward like that. And before that, I was just, this is it. I wasn't suicidal, but I was going. I know there was no hope until that project came along. For me, it was a complete lifesaver. It really did. Well, for those people that think that they waste money in the social programs or HSA, the Human Service Department, it doesn't. I mean, I've seen it with other people too. It's like, not so much the criminal aspect of some people that end up homeless, but just the overall benefits to society for investing in things like this I think the return on the investment is tremendous, I think.